Hello, Sunshine Vagabonds here today. I'm going to share with you our visit to Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park in Grand Cayman, which we recently visited during our Celebrity Summit cruise.
When visiting Grand Cayman, you need to take a tender from your ship over to the island. Just so you know, this does require a bit of a wait. It took us a good couple hours before we were actually over at the island.
You need to go from Georgetown to the east end of the island about 40 minutes to get to the Queen Elizabeth II Royal Botanic Park. It's been around since the 1990s, and it's a place that features lots of native plants, endemic species such as the blue iguana. Once you exit the visitor center, you're greeted by an amazing plaza filled with plants.
Most of the plants that you will see in here are orchids. There are tons of orchids hanging off of the trees, all in many bright, colorful flowers.
Yeah, some are huge, some are small, but they're all beautiful, and a lot of cool water features as well.
And there's also a little patio there where you can sit and enjoy the sounds and look at the plants and flowers.
Yeah, it's a neat place. The facility is on 40 acres of protected land, and you get a good look at all of that as you travel the Woodland Trail, which sort of does a loop throughout this native forest with tons of native plants on a nice, easy to walk path through the forest.
Right off the Woodland Trail is the Blue Iguana habitat.
Yeah, we have never seen blue iguanas before, and the reason for that is they only live in Grand Cayman, but they are beautiful animals and they are extremely endangered. So these creatures are being rehabilitated here. They're trying to get the population back up to 1,000 animals, and they're making great progress.
We saw quite a few of them, some in cages and some not in cages.
Right, and it's a nice place to walk around. You see young ones, you see more mature ones, and kind of a semi-natural habitat.
Also a local resident that's lived there for a long time.
True, yes. Very neat stuff. The next place we visited was the Orchid Boardwalk, which is a newer part of the Botanic Park, and it is really cool. It's a boardwalk that goes off into a loop through the woods, sort of in a swampy area there. And again, there's tons of orchids in here. Most of the orchid plants you see growing in here are native to the Grand Cayman. In fact, they've got 10 of the 28 Grand Cayman orchid species on display in this park. And it's a natural setting. It's very cool to walk around and very relaxing.
Very unique orchids in this area too. Next section we entered was called the Color Garden. And I guess as you can imagine, it was segregated by different colored flowers. So you would walk through, say, an area of red flowers, and then you would go through an area of white flowers.
Yeah, very nice. And the flowers in there were very diverse. It wasn't like in the orange section, there were like 10 different orange flowers side by side. Very pretty walk as well. We also checked out the lake and wetland area. Did not spend a lot of time there, but this is a man-made area and it features a lot of really cool lilies.
Off to the children's area next, which I was really excited about when I saw the unique features inside this area. It also has a schoolhouse.
The Heritage Garden was a pretty cool place. They are sand gardens, which is a tradition in Grand Cayman. Plants that handle the Grand Cayman atmosphere and their weather conditions, as well as a little old house from 1900.
Xerophytic Garden. There are some unusual plants that require little or no water. It's kind of like a desert-like area with some cool plants that were really thriving as we were walking through there.
Because we were running out of time, we just did a quick walk by of the palm gardens, but it's another section that looks pretty interesting.
So surprisingly, you don't see a whole lot of iguanas walking around that area, but we did happen to catch a couple of them that walked right along with you.
Yeah, I almost stepped on one of these guys.
There are also a lot of very pretty birds to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, including this one, which Jackie spotted just as it went into one of these plants to grab some water.
So our final thoughts on this little excursion was it was worth the $25 per person charge.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of really cool trees, beautiful flowers, and some fun wildlife. And the Blue Iguana Sanctuary was a really cool treat as well.
It was like an added bonus. I didn't know they had it there.
True, yep. Now, if you're on a cruise ship, getting here is a little bit of a challenge. We took a public bus, which was cheap, but it was kind of a pain in the neck because it doesn't go directly here. And our bus driver forgot to pick us up afterwards, which was a little bit of a challenge. Luckily, while we were sitting out front enjoying the scenery outside the garden waiting for our bus, we met an awesome local taxi driver who hooked us up and gave us a nice trip back home. His name was Prashanth, and if you want to do this tour yourself, I think our suggestion is you reach out to a local taxi or a local guide and have them take you around the city, and we couldn't recommend Prashanth enough.
Right. He was very helpful, got us out of a bind, and we'd love to give him some business.
All right, that's our review of the Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park. It is just one of our many stops on this cruise we did through the Panama Canal. We'll have the future trips coming up one after another after we finish this one. And you can click the playlist at the end here to see all of our adventures as well as a review of the ship itself. Ciao.
Ciao.